Break down his swing, gentlemen. What do you got?
It makes him very special that he can strike out all those guys. But listen, when you have Albert Pujols here, one of the greatest hitters of all time, which I watched firsthand out there in the NL Central, I was like, wow, this guy's incredible. We got to break down Ohtani. And, Albert, I'm so excited because, you got a chance to see this guy when he first came in the league. I mean, that first day. When you look back at Ohtani, what's different about him now than when he first came into the league?
Well, for me, I think the adjustment that he has made was he got a little bigger. Yeah. I mean, like strong, he learned the league. I mean, this guy is really smart. I mean, he writes things down. And from the first time I met him in 2018, 17, whenever we got it with the Angels, I had an opportunity to work out with him before we went to spring training. And I saw the talent. And I remember when we got to spring training, he was struggling, high leg kick, and he was just getting adjusted to the big league level, from being in Japan. And the media were talking about, hey, this guy, the Angel made a mistake, and here we are, probably one of the best, if not the best player in the game right now and the most excited.
Of all time. When I looked at some comps, I want to show you a comp here. You talk about what Ohtani is doing. He's leading the league and everything. But I want to go back to your 3 best years, too, because, you go back to 2008, 2010. Look at these comparisons. It actually is incredible. 2 MVPs during this span. But you look right here, look at that OPS plus, exactly the same. The slug is so similar, and all the stats of how you guys drive in runs. And when I look at Ohtani, it feels like a little bit from the left side. You can roll the tape now, but obviously you talked about it first, Shahads. Hey man, listen. Albert can't do this. I couldn't do this. No one could do this besides Babe Ruth was punch guys out. But when you look at Shohei Ohtani and you go back to you, Albert, I mean, just the way this guy, how simple he is at the plate, the fact that he can drive the ball left center, right center, dead center, really has such command of the strike zone, just like you did. And I love when you go back, man, you guys were teammates.
Yeah.
You guys were teammates.
Yeah, I mean, and one thing, my experience on the mound wasn't too good. I got a 45 ERA, so that time that I got on the mound, so it wasn't too good. But to me, I remember, in spring training, when his first spring training, and I saw Ohtani follow me around the first 2 or 3 weeks of spring training and never asked me any question until one day, he came in the cage and he asked me about why did I do the tip top.
Yeah, roll it forward because I want to show. I have a split screen coming.
Yeah. So he asked me about it, and I was like, well, that's how I hit. That's what I've been doing, my whole time, my whole career. Especially with 2 strikes, just come naturally. It wasn't something that I did all the time because early in the count, I used to have a little leg kick. With 2 strikes, that's when that tip toe came more often for me.
Yeah.
And he asked me about it, and I shared, there's something that I don't work on it just comes naturally. And then all of a sudden, Ohtani started doing it. I mean, later on in that season, he started doing it because when he got to the league, he had a high leg kick.
Yeah.
And he was getting jammed. He didn't get that front foot down at time, especially for the breaking ball. So he saw that he was struggling. And sooner or later, he started doing that tip toe. So right there,
go ahead and show us, Al, what you're talking
Well,
about.
his front side, if you look at right here, his front side, he started doing this little thing and he started feeling comfortable. I mean, and I don't want to take any credit of that. All his credit is going to Ohtani making the adjustment that he had to do.
But look how similar.
When you look at that, he felt that he was getting jammed and that put him into a strong position. And he understood that he doesn't have to pull the ball to hit the ball out of the ballpark. I mean, when he's good, this guy go from pole to pole, hit the ball to left field, to center field, to right field, and he understood that. He understood that he's so strong that if he can just let the ball get deep and be in a good balanced position to make a good swing, he's gonna hit the ball out of the ballpark. I mean, it's pretty impressive what he has done over the last, 6 or 7 years. The adjustment that he made, not just with the language, but, getting strong, learning the league, and then getting in that mound, every 5th or 6th days. It's pretty special.
I want to talk about that for a second. You can pause the tape right here really quick because I want to get into a conversation with you. Because I love what you said there about letting the ball get deep. Because the language nowadays in a lot of things is, hey, the party's out front. the party's out front. And I know playing 12 years in the big leagues and you playing 20 plus years in the big leagues, be careful with the party out front, because if you want to be a great hitter, you have to own the back part of the plate. Can you talk about that a little bit when you say, hey, Ohtani started to learn to let the ball get a little deeper, because he goes to left center better than most people in the game.
You know, we're talking, I mean, I can use the tee here since we have it here, but a lot of hitting coaches don't like the tee. This is my bread and butter. I mean, whenever I was struggling, I go to the cage and use the tee, because when you're trying to find your swing, what do you want to do? Build consistent. You want to be consistent on the swing, and I feel like if I had the ball in the tee, no movement at all, I'm going to repeat the swing over and over and over, you know. And I had this little routine where I put the ball on the outside, on the play in the corner. I think you guys saw it. Vladdy has the same routine, because we talked Vladimir Guerrero Jr. and over the All-Star game a couple of weeks ago, we break it down. But I just started with my back foot here, let that ball get deep, you know, boom. And then take about 5 or 10 swing and just try to focus on hitting the ball the other way. Then I move it to the middle. And the same spot, which is tough, you know, same thing, just try to let the ball get deep. I don't say that in the game, you're gonna let the ball get this deep.
Right.
Again, you're gonna catch it here in front. But what that prepares you, you know, that time that we do let the ball get so deep, you train your body so hard that you're gonna react to the base when you're gonna hit a bullet on the gap or maybe a line drive over first base hit. So I'm not a big fan about catching the ball in front here, because if I train this on hitting and coming and getting, before you know, you start drifting the body forward. And now you're catching the ball way too much in front.
Right, and I think sometimes too, with the pitching nowadays too, I mean, guys make their money. I feel like the best pitchers make their money in that last 5 feet with the balls cutting and sinking.
A lot of movement.
So visually, if I'm working on letting the ball get deeper, I'm visually better on a take. I mean, that ball's sinking, I'm gonna take it. So I love what you said. And what do you think nowadays too? A lot of organizations don't like using tees. There's organizations out there now that their tees aren't even in the minor leagues.
I remember when I went with the Dodgers after I got released with the Angels. You know, Robert and the hitting coaches, they really didn't like it. And I remember some of the guys say, well, what are you gonna tell Albert right now, not to use the tee? But this is something that I did in the minor league. And this game is about making adjustment. What gets you prepared for the game, and the tee was the best thing for me.
Yeah, I mean, I agree, man, and I agree. And like, it's the one spot that you can work on things all the time and get your. And
I shared with you early, like this is what I used to do. I put the ball in the middle, and I try to play a little game in my mind. Just drive the ball back to the middle on the line, like line drive. And my goal was try to hit 10 in a row. And if I don't hit 10 in a row, like I go back to 0. Sometimes I used to have 9, I need 1 more, and boom, make an out.
Start over.
And if I told myself, if I pop that ball up in the air, you know, it was an out, and I start back over.
Love it, man.
You don't
Absolutely
hit 10 in a row, you go back to 0.
Yeah,
there's a lot of reasons why I was not a good hitter, but that is one of them.
Work ethic is one of them.
Because Albert, I'm not going to lie to you, that sounds mind-numbing. That's what made you one of the greatest, if not the greatest right-handed hitter of all time.
Repetition is the mother of skill. Shohei's got a lot of it here. Albert had a lot of it there. And for all the kids out there, keep using the tee. Don't stop using it. If one of the best ever can use it, we all can use it too.
I'm like, all right, I hit 4. Now let's go in and watch Happy Days. Let's do that. Sounds fun.